Huh? All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rich Stanislavski. I'm the current the current Scoutmaster for Troop 196, and I'll be Master of Ceremonies for today. On behalf of Troop 196 and the Spadis family, I would like to welcome you to this Eagle Court of Honor. Many Scouts set out on the trail to Eagle, but few have the perseverance to follow through all the way to the end. Today we are here to honor one of those few for this great achievement. Now I would like to call up Ian Philby to present the color.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise for the presentation of the colors? The real presentation. Color guard attention. Color guard advance. Color guard, post the colors. Scout salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Color guard dismissed. You may be seated.
Thank you, Ian. Okay, I would now like to declare this Eagle Court of Honor to be in session. I would like to welcome everyone to today's Eagle ceremony. First, I would like to recognize a few special people. First, we have Kyle's parents, Allison and Nate Spadis. Kyle's sister, Natalie. Kyle's brother, Austin. And Kyle's grandparents, Jack and Kathy Goodman. Also, we want to recognize that we have Mr. Tom Dorsch from the Northwest Suburban Marine Detachment Number 80. Mr. Bill Payton, our committee chair for Troop 196. Mr. Jeff Brandon, Scoutmaster Emirates. And then I'd like to introduce Mr. Steve Fleck. He's our Eagle coach and committee chair and Scoutmaster Emirates. Just to make sure, Rich was giving me too much credit. Bill's the committee chair, I'm just the committee member. No, I don't want to take any, I don't want any extra, anything extra.
Today, we have the honor and pleasure of bestowing the rank of Eagle Scout on Kyle Spadis. In scouting, the Eagle stands for strength of character, an understanding of community and nation, and a deep respect for both. The Eagle is a symbol of what a young man has done, what he will do, and what he will become. The Eagle is a leader and is respected by both his leaders and his peers. The Eagle Scout Award is the highest award available to youth members of the Boy Scouts of America. The foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor.
Natalie, come on.
Thanks, Natalie. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of character. He knows that trustworthy is the first point of the Scout law, and for good reason. An Eagle Scout is someone you can trust to be there for you. He lives honorably, not only because of the infinite importance of doing so for himself, but because of the vital significance and example he sets for other scouts. Living honorably reflects credit upon his home, his troop, his church, and his community. May the white of the Eagle badge, Kyle, always remind you to live with honor.
Awesome.
Come on up, Austin. The second responsibility of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. A Scout is loyal to his family, his friends, his school, his community, his nation, and his ideals. His loyalty to his ideals is what truly makes him stand apart. May the blue of the Eagle badge always remind you and inspire you for loyalty. The third responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage is a quality by which men measure themselves and others. To a Scout, bravery means not only the courage to face physical danger, but also the determination to stand up for what they know is right. Standing up for what is right and just is what defines an Eagle Scout. May the red of the Eagle badge always remind you of courage. You guys can sit down, thank you. The fourth responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to be cheerful. To remind an Eagle Scout to always wear a smile, the scroll of the second-class badge has its ends turned up in the shape of a smile. This is to remind Scouts to always be cheerful. May the scroll of the second-class badge always remind you to smile and be cheerful. The final responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. The Eagle extends a helping hand to those who toil up Scouting's trail, just as others helped him on his trail to Eagle. The performance of the Good Turn Daily takes on new meaning in adulthood. The Eagle stands as the protector of the weak. He upholds the rights of others while defending his own, especially his family, his friends, and always putting forth his best. May the Boy Scout Good Turn Daily always remind you of service to others. Before the Eagle Scout Award is bestowed upon you, I am going to ask your parents to be escorted up to join you. You know what, I think we'll have you guys come down here just because it's easier, if that's what you're... Thank you, sorry about that. Hi, Dad. Come on up, Pat. Thank you, Jackie. Kyle, your parents have been a primary source of help in your Scout work and an inspiration in your quest for Eagle Scout. Since the very best is expected of an Eagle Scout in exemplary conduct, character, and achievement, I am going to ask your parents, who I know have stood by you so loyally, to pledge their willingness to continue to help you. Allison and Nate, will you agree to continue to help Kyle so that he may grow in character? Yes. Thank you. As of August 2017, boys who earn the rank of Eagle will receive their Eagle Palms during their Eagle ceremony. An Eagle Palm is received for every 5 additional merit badges a boy has earned over the required 21. Kyle, since you have earned 32 merit badges, you will receive 2 Eagle Palms. Eagle Palms are earned in the following order: bronze, then gold, and then silver. Only 1 Eagle Palm, though, is worn for every 15 extra merit badges that you earn. So in your case, you're going to wear a gold Eagle Palm as representing your achievement. Troop 196 has placed your Eagle Palm on your Eagle badge. Good deal. So, anyway. Kyle, no one will ever know the numerous acts of love, self-sacrifice, helpfulness that your parents have provided you on your journey to Eagle. As a symbol of what your parents have made possible, the court will now ask your dad to please place the medallion on your left pocket. Believe me, it's harder than it looks. Your parents have also been a source of much advice, motivation, guidance, and of course, encouragement along your trail. I would like your mom to please present you with your Eagle patch. You can put it in your pocket for now. That'll go over where the life patch is. On behalf of Troop 196 and the Boy Scouts of America, I would like to present you with your Eagle Scout certificate. You know, that Andy will want to take a picture, sir. Additionally, on behalf of Boy Scout Troop 196 and the Boy Scouts of America, I would like to present you with a gold coin, a golden eagle coin, for you to remember the troop by. Certificate back down here, because you're going to need your hands. For those of you who are unaware, Kyle will be given the opportunity to award mentor pins later in the ceremony. With this in mind, however, Boy Scouts has set it up in such a way that parents will receive a mother's pin and a father's pin. So Kyle, I would like you to please, let me go here. I want to make sure I say this correctly. In recognition of your mother's devotion, support, encouragement, and especially love, will you please present your mother with her Eagle Mother's pin? And as Kyle does that, for the people who are unaware, in our troop, we give you normally you get a red ribbon to wear the mother's pins that you earn or that your son earns for you as recognition during his years prior to being Eagle Scout. When he becomes an Eagle Scout, we give a white ribbon, which is the color of the eagle, and then we replace the pins so that mother then has her white eagle ribbon. So, congratulations. In recognition of your father's devotion, support, encouragement, and again, especially love, will you please present your father with his father's pin? You may pin it on his shirt. Congratulations to you both. You're raising a wonderful son.
Thanks, Steve. I would now like to introduce Jeff Brandon, who's going to present the voice of the Eagle.
It is now time to formally begin the presentation of the Eagle Badge. The National Eagle Scout Association was established in 1972 as a fellowship of men who have achieved the Eagle rank. Kyle, in recognition of your achievement, Troop 196 has given you an ESON membership. Can I have any Eagle Scouts of Troop 196 please come forward? Kyle, would you come on down, please? As we present Eagle, or Kyle as Eagle Member Chief. Are there any former Eagle Scouts in the audience that would like to join us up front? Notice that we removed Kyle's Boy Scout neckerchief after we placed the Eagle Scout neckerchief on top of the Boy Scout neckerchief. We do this to represent that there is no break in a scouting's career as he advances in rank. Eagle candidate, I now challenge you to enter the Eagle Scout Brotherhood, holding with you the ideals of honor and service. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the same words which close the Declaration of Independence. Will the Eagle Scouts renew their scout promise as Kyle joins the Brotherhood?
Yes.
Scout sign. Repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout.
the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout.
On my sacred honor, I will do my best
On my sacred honor, I will do my best
to make my training,
to make my training,
my example,
my
rank and influence
my rank and influence,
count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship
count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship
in my troop and in my contact with other people,
in my troop and in my contacts with other people.
always.
Always.
To this, I pledge on my sacred honor.
To this I pledge on my sacred honor.
Thank you, gentlemen. You may be seated. Kyle, I have the honor of giving you the Eagle Charge. Your position, as you know, is one of honor and responsibility. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, country, to your fellow Scout, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking as you live up to your obligation. You will bring honor to yourself and your brother Scouts. America has a great many things to offer you as you mature into a man, but these great things depend, for the most part, on the quality of her citizens. Our country has a great task, and you can help make her future even greater by your attitude and actions. I charge you, Kyle, to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and to your fellow man. I charge you, Kyle, to be among those who dedicated their skills and ability to the common good. Build America on the sound foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence to God. Whatever others may do, you will leave behind a record which every other Scout will be proud. Kyle, I charge you to enter the Eagle Scout Brotherhood holding the ideals of honor and service. By the repetition of the Eagle Scout Oath, you have become an Eagle Scout. Well, the words you will use will be similar to those you used for your tenderfoot rank at the beginning of your journey. Today they will mean even more than they could have meant at any other time in your scouting career. Today, when you pledged yourself on your sacred honor, you sealed your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the words which close the Declaration of Independence. By the authority vested in me in the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege and pleasure to pronounce you as Eagle Scout. May the oath you have taken always remain with you. Kyle, we're proud of your accomplishments. Congratulations.
At this point in the ceremony, I would like to present the Northwest Suburban Marine Detachment number 80.
Congratulations. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot to do here in a short time period. Okay. First of all, I'd like to recognize all the veterans of America's Armed Services in the audience this morning. Please stand. sacrifice, and for those of you who are not veterans, you are still veterans of life, and you are still patriots, and you are still American. Your patriotism is shown by your rank in Boy Scouts and helping facilitate the challenges that await all these young men in life. Thank you all. We want to thank you for service to your country. Okay? And millions of people around the world have freedom and hope because of the sacrifices you made while serving in uniform. Thank you. If there are any Marines or there are no more Marines in here, okay, very good. Very good. Kyle, you are a member of a select group of Scouts who, through their exemplary leadership and service to others, have made a difference in their communities and in our nation. Many Eagle Scouts have attained positions of great responsibility in business, government, and education. I am certain that Scouting played a major role in developing them as great citizens and leaders. The requirements for attaining the highest rank in Scouting are particularly demanding. This achievement is the result of many years of commitment and hard work, and is a testament to your perseverance, strength of character, and sense of duty to your community. You have proven yourself to be a young man of exceptional maturity and a sense of vision, and you have earned a nationally recognized title for which you can be very proud. Eagle Scouts and Marines share a common bond in the principles and ideals that they uphold. Each of these great institutions is built upon such values as honor, moral and physical courage, and commitment to something that is greater than the individual. Kyle, let these principles continue to guide you throughout life, and you can accomplish anything. Eagle Scout is a title that is earned and not given, and one that cannot be bought or sold. It is yours forever. Congratulations. Hang on. Okay. Now, I come to you with a lot more than just words. I come to you with a K-Bar knife as a token of our thanks for your rigorous challenge up the ranks into Eagle Scout. A little history of the K-Bar Marine knife. Aside from his rifle, the most prized and valued possession of a Marine might have, which he might have, is a knife. Every Scout knows a knife is a tremendously useful tool for tasks that is constantly challenged with in the field. First carried by Marines in the Pacific during World War II, these particular knives have earned a respected place in the United States Marine Corps. The Northwest Suburban Detachment of the Marine Corps League takes great pleasure in presenting to you this USMC K-Bar knife on behalf of your parents. Please be very, very careful. It is very sharp. Okay, now we have some work to do. You may unsheath. Okay? You can put that there. Okay, we had requested that you purchase a cake. Okay? Yeah, Marines like cakes once in a while. It shows our soft side, you know. But let me give you a little explanation of this because it seems kind of odd. But on November 10th, 1775, the United States Marine Corps, by an act of Congress, came into existence. On that day, Marines all over the world gather together to celebrate the Marine Corps birthday, November 10th. At each of these celebrations, a cake is presented, and a piece is cut by the commanding officer with his ceremonial sword. This piece is then passed to the oldest Marine present, who will take a bite and then passes it to the youngest Marine present, who also takes a bite. This symbolizes the passing of knowledge and the wisdom from the eldest to the youngest. Our detachment would like to continue with this tradition for this troop. At this time, can I have the oldest scout and the youngest scout. Please approach front and center. Okay, let's move on over to the cake ceremony here.
Don't need it.
Okay, yeah, sure. If you'd like to stand here and right there. You're going to facilitate this tradition, Kyle, by cutting a small piece of cake and placing it on the plate, and you're going to present it to the oldest scout. What's your name?
Rich.
Rich? It's a pleasure. Okay. And what's your name, young lady? Ava. And Ava? I'm Tom. It's a pleasure meeting you two. Okay. So commence cutting of the cake. Make sure you oil that K-bar afterward.
She gets the big piece, right?
He's going to get it all. If you like this one.
And that one. There you go.
All right, Rick, if you just want to take a piece, then you hand it to the youngest scout here in the passing of wisdom and knowledge. And Kyle, you're the facilitator.
You gotta cut yourself a piece. Okay.
She's going to take a bite now. Is it good? I agree. That's very important. Okay, very good. On the day of your court of honor, you reaffirmed your pledge, Kyle, to the Scout Oath, assuming the responsibilities of an Eagle Scout, and most of all, are about to celebrate your great accomplishments with your family and fellow Scouts. We are pleased to have shared this day with you and have seen you claim the title Eagle Scout. The Northwest Suburban Detachment of the Marine Corps League congratulates you and your accomplishment. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much. At this point in the ceremony, Mr. and or Mrs. Spates, I'm not sure which one's speaking, or both, feel free to come up and have your say.
It doesn't.
It doesn't work, okay. Thank you. On behalf of our family, I really want to express our appreciation to everyone for being here today to celebrate Kyle. Kyle's typically a kid that does not like to be the center of attention. We call him our kid that likes to fly under the radar, so it's not the case today. I feel a little uncomfortable up here. We're definitely celebrating today, celebrating not only that he has achieved the rank of Eagle Scout, but some of you may not realize that we are also celebrating, albeit just a tad bit early, Kyle's birthday, because in 3 days he turns 18. So.
All right.
Celebration does mark the end of his journey in Scouts, but also that of our whole family. So I would like to take a few minutes to talk a bit about our family's journey in Scouting, which began 15 years ago when Austin, our oldest, became a Tiger Cub in Pack 493. Over the next few years, I went from being a Scout parent to taking over the fundraising portion, the Popcorn Colonel, and shortly thereafter, I became the Pack Committee Chair. And this was around the time that Kyle was ready to join the Pack. So having been down that road with Austin, we decided it made sense for Nate to become Kyle's den leader, and we were lucky to have that duty shared with another dad from our den, whose older son had also been in Austin's den. We are fortunate to have here today both of Kyle's den leaders, his dad Nate, and Mr. Mark Colzine, if you would wave. Nate and Mark worked together for 5 years to lead Kyle's den from Tigers all the way through Weevos. And we are also grateful to have another Scout and dad from Kyle's den here as well. Colin and Mr. Chris Drexler. Chris also stepped up and was our Cub Master in Pack 493 for a while, so we appreciate appreciate both of them and the impact they had on Kyle's early scouting years. Thank you. So in our pack, it turned out that being the committee chair basically meant I was in charge of everything. I did the planning, the scheduling, communicating with the pack, recruiting, awards, attending roundtable meetings, you name it, I probably did it. In fact, at those roundtable meetings, I think is where I initially crossed paths with our own Jeff Brandon here. I used to refer to Cub Scouts as my other part-time job, the one I did not get paid for. And just like Mrs. Kim Bruns, I sent many a midnight email. She could relate to that, I'm sure. In addition to his role as den leader, Nate became the pack rocket derby chair and the Pinewood Derby chair, so our family was extremely involved with the pack level. And when I say our family, I do mean all of us, because even Natalie's early years were spent at a lot of scout activities. She got older, she even used to plan her own activities during pack nights for all the younger siblings and bring those in one of the rooms. So, although girls were not permitted to be scouts at that time, it was certainly a significant part of her life. So obviously this level of involvement at the pack level made it difficult for us to be super involved with Troop 196 when Austin crossed over in 5th grade. At the time, we were extremely appreciative of all the strong leadership in this troop that allowed him to move through his early ranks without significant involvement on our part. And so when it was finally time for Kyle to cross over to Troop 196 3 years later, we were definitely ready to hand over the reins of Pack 493 to the next generation of Scouters there. And I recall joking to people that as Kyle walked across that bridge to Boy Scouts, I was going to be doing the happy dance right behind him. And after that last blue and gold ceremony, it was so nice to have both boys together again in the same troop. And we continued to be impressed with the strong leadership that existed here in Troop 196 that allowed us to take a bit of a step back, catch our breath a little bit, and watch our boys grow and develop independence and leadership skills of their own. Nate will speak a bit more about Kyle's Boy Scout years in a moment. But as I look back on the last 15 years, especially the past 12 with Kyle, I'm so extremely grateful for the truly amazing ride that has been our family's journey through Scouts. We've all been positively influenced in so many ways. We're appreciative of the experiences our boys have had, for the skills they have gained, and most importantly, for the lifelong friendships that the boys and Nate and I have made. And as we move on to life after Scouts, we'll continue to treasure those friendships, all the amazing memories. Kyle, know that we are so very proud of you. Thanks again to everyone for attending. We look forward to celebrating with you all after the ceremony. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. The Spadis family appreciates you guys. It's great to see a lot of faces that I haven't seen in a while, all the way from when Kyle was in Cub Scouts. Kyle's journey in Scouts began a long, long time ago. Like Allison said, even before Kyle earned his Bobcat badge, our entire family attended Scout events for my older son Austin, who was an alumnus from Cub Scout Pack 493, and this Troop 196. I sometimes joke that my daughter is forced to attend so many Scout events that she qualified for an Aero Flight Award. I myself was never exposed to scouting, so I watched and I learned when Kyle's older brother Austin began his journey through Scouts, and then when Kyle became a Cub Scout, I became his den leader. And my wife was involved, obviously, with running Pack 483. We had a lot of great help, including former assistants and friends, some of whom are here today, such as Mr. Drexler and Mr. Hosien. I appreciate it. A special thanks that he's not here today, but Mr. Hosien. We borrowed his place of business, and we did so many events, such as Pinewood Derby cars and toolboxes, and we used his place of work that sometimes we thought it was ours. Some of the projects are going to be on display in the gathering. I'd also like to thank the Northwest Suburban Detachment 80 of the Marine Corps League for their participation here today. We had a lot of great fun over the years: Pinewood Derbies, Rocket Derbies, Sea Base, the Submarine, Eagle Cave, although I don't particularly care for Eagle Cave, museums, sleepovers, Cantini, lock-ins, multiple trips to Napawon. As most as you know, and Mr. Snyder can attest to, I'm not a big camper. I don't consider being sick or hospitalized after an event, a lot of fun, which was pretty much guaranteed for me after a trip for camping. When Kyle crossed over to become a Boy Scout, myself and my wife, we were both heavily involved with scouting back in 1993, we took a step back. When we first visited Troop 196 with my older son, and when Kyle joined, both my wife and I were amazed at the number of leaders in the troop. So it is here where our boys join to continue their journey in scouting. The quest to become an Eagle is no different than the Indiana Jones quest for the Holy Grail movie, The Last Crusade. It's a journey. It's your journey. It's filled with highs and lows, pitfalls, characters of all types, travel, adventure, discovery, and choice. There's a scene in Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade where Indy has to choose to drink from a variety of grails to attain immortality. When choosing from the ones available, he chose a simply adorned grail, not a flashy one. After drinking from it, the old knight responded, "You have chosen wisely." And I'd like to reiterate that statement to the new and current members here today of Troop 196. You have chosen wisely. Certainly, there are flashier troops or larger troops, but there are no better troops than Troop 196. Here you will find exceptional leadership, great family, and friends. I stand before you today to celebrate Kyle's accomplishments, but none of this would be possible without the leadership, friends, and families of Troop 196. The strength of this troop emanates from its leaders. Should have brought some water with me. At times, Kyle would miss scouts, perhaps because of band camp, or perhaps being behind on homework. However, he was always able to return and pick up right where he left off, and I always got a hug from Mr. Poprek. I don't think he's here today. His uncle's 80th birthday. Upon returning to Scouts, the same people would be there to welcome him, the names of which everyone here is already familiar. But I would be remiss if I didn't publicly thank them for their guidance, time, effort, support, and help. These are the names of the characters that we heard most during the journey. They include Mr. Brandon, Mr. Fleck, of course, which we would not be here if it were not for him, and Mr. Stan, thank you. Special thanks to Mr. Payton for always keeping tabs on us. He called me a lot on my way home from work, for the record. We all know the glue that holds the troop together. It's the two ladies in the back, Mrs. Bruns and Mrs. Ackman. Special shout out to the parents with whom Kyle started this journey and made friends with along the way, including the Restivos, Clemens, Popraks, Mercurios, Agrons, Snyders, Marshalls, Stanislawskis, and Philbys. Thank you. To my son Kyle, congratulations, and thanks for not tripping over the finish line. I've said that many times, my biggest word. It was a long journey, but you persevered through it all. You are amongst the 2% of scouts that see scouting through to the end. It's quite an accomplishment, something you should be very proud of. I hope the lessons of helping others and living up to the scout ideals find you well. Use the knowledge that you have gained through your scouts and your life journey. To the younger scouts in attendance, my advice to you is to stay the course. When you veer off course, reset and try again. The journey to Eagle is not easy, but it is worthwhile. But be it known there are people here to help. Excuse me. It's not always easy. I'm going to tell this story. During Kyle's first trip to Napawan, and mine as well, he was getting to know the boys and the troop. And they were doing a life-saving event out on a pier. One of the boys pushed Kyle off the pier into the water. I'm not going to name any names for Steve-O. Kyle was pretty upset. And at the time I was thinking, oh boy, it's not going. I look back on that event now and see it more as a welcome to the club. You're one of us. So Kyle, you now stand with them as an Eagle Scout, Eagle Scout Troop 196. Sorry. I'd like to leave you guys with just one last quote. As I mentioned earlier, the search for the Holy Grail is similar to the journey to Eagle. And the quote comes from the character in The Last Crusade movie, Marcus Brody. It goes like this. The search for the Holy Grail is the search for the divine in all of us. Thank you, and God bless.
I'd just like to start by thanking everybody for coming out here today. It really means a lot, and we really all appreciate it. So I started my, as like my parents said, I started my journey in Scouts over 11 years ago as a Tiger Scout in Pack 493, and I had even been attending events before then with my brother. When I came in, my dad was my den leader, and a lot of the best childhood memories I have are all from Cub Scouts. We built a lot of rockets together. Most of them got stuck in trees. We were forced to sell a lot of popcorn together, and we spent a lot of time trying to beat each other in the Pinewood Derby. And that was probably always my favorite part of it, was the Pinewood Derby. And my dad typically built all of our cars in a workshop over in Schaumburg Industrial, and who would have ever guessed that just a few years later we'd end up back in the same shop to build number 40 birdhouses. It would be quite a few years before then, though, and a lot of hard work and perseverance after to finally complete my journey. Yet, I don't remember Scouts for the perseverance and hard work that it took to get here. When I look back on all my years of Scouts, I remember all the great times I've had at campouts and all the friendships I've made. I look back on all the time spent in Avalon and a few unforgettable canoe trips that we all had together, and the one canoe trip that Nick Woodworth made very unforgettable. Or this time that Hulu got a parking ticket after the canoe trip. But it's the fact that on those campouts, we were able to be ourselves and just make memories, because we could be independent from all the adults on the campsite and make our own decisions. Like that one time we all decided to go out and sleep under the stars in the grove. We all just slept on our cots outside, not in our tents. And Ian didn't have cots, we just slept in a cardboard box on the ground. But above all else, I remember Scouts for the friendships that I've made throughout. When I entered high school, most of my friends went to a different school than me, and the only kids I knew at my school were the ones that I met through Scouts. And basically 4 years later, almost everybody I know I met in some way or another because of my involvement in the Scouting group. And if there's one thing I'll take away from over 11 years of Scouts, it's these friendships that are going to last a lifetime. So my first mentor pin, somebody that when I first came into the troop, I don't really know them, but they were one of the leaders, and over time, I slowly fell behind with a lot of my requirements, and I remember he was always there to help me catch back up, and he put in a lot of work to make sure that I was there to get my rank advancements and keep up with the troop, and he's been here for the entire time I've been in Scouts, helping behind the scenes running the troop too. Really appreciate it, so Mr. Brandon. Second mentor pin, I went into a new leadership position at the time. This time this person just started running the troop, and it was a little bit of a learning curve for both of us, but we figured it out together. Remember all the TLC meetings and bouncing ideas off each other. He's just been there to help me, and especially along with my project. So I want to give a huge thanks to Mr. Stanislawski. My last
Central Pin is somebody who I wouldn't be here without them. They help me every single step of the way through the project. You could send him a text at 11 o'clock at night, and he'd get right back to you and tell you exactly what you needed to do and fix. He was a huge help and huge inspiration for all of us. So, Mr. Fleck.
All right, now I'd like to introduce Mr. Fleck. He has a special gift he'd like to.
So, I know many people here already know, but one of the traditions we've started in our troop is when a young man is fortunate enough to earn his rank of Eagle, I carve a walking stick for the young man. And in the walking stick, what I do is I carve a ball inside of 4 wooden bars on the outside. So the piece of wood that's the ball is carved inside of the actual stick itself. It's not put in. You can't do that. So anyway, we started this tradition going back to I had seen a man who had carved a stick like this originally from Troop 392, so I can't take credit for coming up with the idea, but I always felt that, you know, it really represented something nice for the boys to look forward to in the troop. Like if I can make Eagle, I'll be able to get, you know, a special walking stick to keep as a memory of the troop and all of both the boys and the leaders of the troop. And it's also given me the opportunity to have the opportunity to tell what I remember as some of my best memories or my best memory of the young man. So in this case, I need to call up a couple of people. I need Mr. Stanislavski to come up and Robert.